Hello, everybody. I want to talk about something that's actually pretty profound. Talk about renting PCs and all that. That so-called Nvidia, Microsoft, and all that. Don't want you to own your own computers and all that. And I have been with computers since I was probably 14 years old. My dad, my uncle had bought me my first desktop computer with Dell. And even though I'm not that tech savvy, but it got me to technology. Gotta have my own computer set going to the library. I don't like this generation where you are renting from a cloud and you don't even own your own material. Well, but there's some explicit stuff like what happened with Adobe and all that on Twitter. I was looking at this like some Japanese unsafe for work artists and all that posted one of the illustrations, I guess, on their account. It got banned, terminated, and all that. And it got me really concerned. I'm a digital content person myself. I watch movies and books, ebooks, and all that because make a long story short, last year I was dealing with a homeless situation, no fault of my own. This is an old apartment, has some nasty infestation crisis going on. Had to practically start over and all that, and it sucks. Now it's like, for those who want to try to get I was looking at Best Buy, so like even I couldn't believe it. It's like all the memories starting to go away and all that. I'm always like Best Buy like every weekend and all that. So I'm always trying to like keep up with the latest tech and trends and such like this. You know what I'm saying? But despite the limited income and all that. I'm also using technology on my phone, being a content creator. You know what I'm saying? Especially with 1 million views and all that. And that kind of baffles me. If technology getting more expensive, it's going to be virtually impossible to own anything, you know what I'm saying? Or the upgrades, you know what I'm saying? Especially with this forced AI garbage or all that. I can't front. I use ChatGPT to help me understand things I don't understand. I could be honest, I'm going to come out the closet. Call me what it is. Call me a sellout. I get it. But I'm not going to put my learning disabilities online. No disrespect to the audience, but yeah. This is my first time seeing downtown in a long time and all that. And that's the main thing. I kind of miss my old apartment and all that. Everything was convenient. I could literally walk, across the bridge and all that, and go get some grab or eat and all that. Around here, where I'm at, you need a car and all that. So it's like a topsy-turvy, basically. Catch-22, basically. And I want to discuss this about, especially I upgrade my phones like every 2 years and all that, which should be this year in 2026. I'll be upgrading all that to hopefully the Samsung Galaxy S26 or whatever it's called nowadays. Especially I gotta try to keep up, the latest technology and all that. Every 2 years I upgrade and all that. And it seems like technology I feel like it's going backwards or regressing and all that. In my honest opinion, and all that. I feel like technology is going backwards instead of progressing. We regressing. You know what I'm saying? It's like technology. Now you got a corporation buying RAM and memory and all that. Especially those who want to build their PC or gaming laptops and all that. And some say, why don't you just try Linux? I'm not tech savvy. On the contrary, though. Yeah, I had to come out the clothes. I do use as far as like just research and all that, and asking questions. I'm not around tech savvy people, anything outside music studios and all that, and that ain't cheap anything. Especially being in the music business and content creation about photography, video editing and all that. Even not around, I never went to school, but I've been around producers who happen to have these technologies, you know what I'm saying, for nearly 20 years and all that, Especially I'm buying a lot of like games on sale and all that from Steam, Nintendo, and Xbox and all that, I'm a gamer myself, I had to buy me another capture card, which itself is not cheap. Anything it costs almost $100 something with the Razer capture card and all that. And sorry, I'm not looking around the camera. I'm looking at just look at the scenery and all that. I guess what I was trying to say is too, like my thoughts on the RAM prices are insane. Especially I'm trying to like get some memory for my AYN low-key Max and all that in my laptop. I know I need to invest into serious laptops, which is not cheap to begin with the MacBook Pro 14 M5 and Razer Blade 14 with the Razer Blade 14 2025 edition and all that. I understand technology itself is a serious investment, you know what I'm saying? That's something I'm really good at, is just making content and recording music and such for, you know. One of my audience was asking me, when you ever thinking about getting back into music, and nothing ain't set in stone at the moment, but it's like, I do want to, I am talking to some producers. I actually talked to a beat maker that I'm planning to get some beats and stuff, so keep that with a grain of salt and all that, you know. So I gotta try to like get the right kind of beats and stuff, because I've been out on music for 3 years, and it's a story where like the previous producers I worked with had moved, either they scammers, BSers, and all that. I'm not going to throw out too much of that as negative, like, you know what I'm saying? The music business itself is negative, you know. Besides its costs and all that, it's also trust issues and all that. So I'm saying, why couldn't you just do it yourself? That's expensive, you know what I'm saying? Especially I live in a small studio apartment, no door or anything, so everything has a lot of noise and all that. And I do have a temporary microphone with the Razer Siren V3 Mini, which had a pop filter, foam, and all that. But it's like, and the laptop I do have is garbage and all that. I got that laptop when I was in community college a couple of years ago and all that. And that thing is slow, super slow, you know what I'm saying? And now imagine trying to use old technology like this, outdated technology, trying to be a content creator, vlogger, musician, and all that. It's just not going to cut it, you know? And I've been looking at those MacBooks and so I say, man, those are expensive, you know what I'm saying? Even way above my paid rate, but it's like, that acquired debt, you know what I'm saying? That does acquire debt, you know? Especially being a content creator, recording artist, and all that. I'm always like, I'm trying to expand. I remember I run someone on TikTok, a comment had left a comment saying, why you always try to like improve and advance and all that? Because I got to advance because the environment's advancing, you know what I'm saying? You got to keep up with the latest news, trends, text, ideas, and so forth, you know what I'm saying? And I know I'm only just doing this by myself and all that, but you know, I do realize I need a team. But what happens if you can't trust people or community around me don't have the same mindsets I'm on? You know, I'm focused on global concepts. These people still focus on they move like they like 2000s or something, or late 2010s or something. They ain't with the modern times and all that. Plus the local scene ain't really much of a local scene here where I'm at. The only thing it is, if you want to be honest with you, is like mostly like country, rock, metal, blues, and all that. But as far as like a hip hop scene, there ain't no hip hop scene because everybody's cannibalizing off each other and all that. Everybody's screwing to each other and all that, treating each other wrong, don't support each other and all that. So it forced me to turn it online on both my accounts, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to leave it at that. And how can you build a local community if there is no local community, you know what I'm saying? The local scene is dead. Local businesses are shutting down, you know what I'm saying? Oops. I be reading every time on Google and all that about what happening where I'm at in Toledo, Ohio. Like, it's hard to find jobs and all that. I must be done another video, difficult to find jobs. I'm very thankful I'm working for a while. I can't say gap if you don't disrespect to y'all. Besides just that, you know, it's like I'm about progress, you know what I'm saying? I've been speaking for almost 10 minutes. I ain't did this in a long time. Anyways, y'all take it easy.